Whoa, dabblers, what is happening? I feel like we just talked to each other. Whoa. Happy WrestleMania Night 1, everybody. Hello, Ian Hawk. Hey. First, yes, Window Torres, let's get ready to dabble. I forgot I had this.
Let's get ready to get ready.
Night 1 of WrestleMania is in the books. WrestleMania 39 coming from Los Angeles, California. Did you watch it? Give us a call, 973-440-9770. What did you think? Do you think wrestling is gay? Give us a call, 973-440-9770. OJ Sampson is with us. OJ, how are you?
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Oh, yes, in the East Coast, it is now day 2 of WrestleMania. You have survived the WrestleMania experience. OJ, you didn't watch a second of WrestleMania, did you?
I did not. I did look up some of the spoilers, though, before we came on.
Yeah, I don't watch wrestling anymore. I was very big into it as a kid. My whole life has somehow had wrestling involved. I had a big period where I didn't watch at all after high school, and breaking kayfabe, blah, blah, blah. And then I went to the WrestleMania that was the last one at Giant Stadium, and holy shit! Even if you don't like wrestling, go to a WrestleMania event because it is a blast, I must say.
Absolutely. I mean, growing up, I went to a shit ton of wrestling events, and even as a young adult, I went, and I had a blast every time, even at shitty cards. I went to a WCW Thunder, and none of the stars showed up, I guess because it was Cleveland, and they were too good to leave their hotels when they came to Cleveland, so we got the main event was the bogus Sting versus Lex Luger, and I still had a blast.
Sure. Yes. If you ever have a chance, even if like the legends are gonna wrestle at your local like hockey arena or something, wrestling is always a good time live. However, 5 hours of it is a little bit to take. And now they break it up into 2 nights. When back in my day, WrestleMania was on a Sunday. All wrestling pay-per-views were on a Sunday. Now they have 2 nights of WrestleMania to have the entire WrestleMania experience.
God, and I'm not sure, but I feel like the WrestleManias would last, like 3 hours back in the day?
Yeah, I have to say, maybe WrestleMania 3 was 3.5 hours or something like that. Oh, hey, Cool Boy is here. Hi, Cool Boy. I saw that you were on Cardiff show. That filthy cum eater. You got him with your penis and all hanging out. That was really
the April Fool's penis.
April Fool's, Cardiff. We got you. Yeah. So whoever you are, you are not a beloved chatter. So yeah. What else is going on? I saw Kinky Loco before asking, and no, there was no nip slips that I saw. However, tons of cleavage. There was a women's match with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, and man, I don't know how they keep their boobs in those outfits because it is insane. It's all tape, right?
Wrestling tape.
But man, but with sweat and stuff, like this got to be some heavy duty tape. It must hurt to take off, you know?
I can only imagine.
Jake Hudson wants to join. Jake, I will send you an invite. Yes, but you're not staying on the whole show. You are a guest. You are also not getting paid. And but I do want to get your thoughts. I am also doing Jake's show tomorrow, so let's leave the people wanting more, Jake. You know what I mean? Or they won't come to your channel. And I won't bring you all the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Now, from what I understand, Jake Hudson is a big wrestling fan.
Right, and that's why I want him on. So I want to get his thoughts on WrestleMania 100%. However, I don't want him to hijack my entire show and, call me a fucking prick when I kick him off. Jake, I'm going to have you come on. I want to ask you some questions. I want to ask you about WrestleMania. And then, like I said, I'm going to do your show tomorrow. So don't get all offended or hurt. All right, buddy. But yeah, other than that, what did you do tonight since you didn't watch WrestleMania?
Obviously you're talking to me. We had our show at 10 a.m. and right after the show was over, I pretty much started my Stuttering John Fool's Day marathon. Originally intended to go 12 hours. I couldn't. I got halfway through and I was kicking myself for listening to John that long is very hard. And then to control the chat and kind of be forced to listen to it. So I went a little over 8 hours with that. And then, I tried to rest, but it really wasn't working for me. So
yeah, me neither. I haven't slept all day either. Just keep going in this crazy journey of life. I put the StreamYard clip in the thing. Anyone is welcome to join. And give us your opinions on the night.
What's up?
Hello, Jacob. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's up, OJ? How you doing?
Good morning, Jake, or good evening.
Good. It's actually right now. It's 11 p.m. at night.
Okay.
Yes, you are in Central Time.
Yeah. You're gonna have to catch me up on night one because I didn't get to see WrestleMania.
Oh my God! What are you talking about? I thought you're a big. I literally couldn't give a shit less about WrestleMania, and I watched every minute of it.
I stopped watching WWE because since I've not watched any big matches in WWE because I've been forced to watch WWE. I don't like WWE.
Who forced you, my dear?
Because I used to do a WWE. I'm a wrestling channel. I have to watch WWE because a lot of the fans want me to watch. And fuck. Yes, I did a WWE WrestleMania pay-per-view predictions because the fans asked me to do it. The fans want me to do it.
Hold on 1 second. The swatter, the phone number is literally scrolling underneath you if you want to call it.
It's also
and I would love to hear from someone called the swatter.
Yeah. By the way, I was on Opie tonight.
You were on Opie?
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It went good. It went good.
Well, you really disappointed me, Jake. I told you I'd have you on, and I told everyone this is a wrestling show, so we're not getting off to a good start here. I'm angry.
But I
I'm
heard.
Gonna put you through a table next time I see you.
Hey.
Hey, I'm gonna talk over you.
Hey, God. David Chandler. By the way, David Chandler hates me.
What?
No, he did.
No, that is shocking. That can't be. How can anyone hate you?
He has told people. By the way, here's the thing. He's a steel toe guy. He's also a Johnny Crutches guy.
All right. Jake, tell everyone where your show is and what time I'll be on tomorrow, because I want to confirm that you know what time I'm going to be on.
2 p.m. CST, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Absolutely.
My channel. And I'll talk to you. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, Jake. He left. Okay, cool. That was the best Jake appearance I've ever seen in the Dabbleverse. Good job, Jake. That was awesome. And again, I want it to be on record. We do not pay guests here on BeDabbler or BeDabblin Live. It is strictly an OJ policy. I wish I could change it, but he will not allow me. Cool boy. There is absolutely no way I'm going to let you on. All right. I see you, buddy. But you blew it. You shouldn't have put a penis up because I will never let you on. What, you want to fight? He's making little fight things. Can I mute him? Oh, no, I guess I can mute him, but he can still put a penis on. That doesn't do it. I know you want to fight. But I can't, buddy. You blew it. You blew it. You got to prove yourself on another show. I'm not going to literally put you on right after you put a penis on Cardiff show. I thought it was hilarious. But that's because it wasn't my channel. So, no hard feelings. Bye. He left. Okay. But yes, anyone else who wants to come on, Cardiff, there is a thing in the, there's an invite in the chat if you want to jump on. Bad with 2Ds, thank you for the $5. Do not feel the need to super chat, but thank you, Bad from 2Ds, because I don't know what we're doing here. We're talking about WrestleMania. I feel like there's a good amount of dabblers who probably watch this crap, but I also feel like there's a lot of you who don't want to watch that crap. I will say, Bad with 2Ds. I didn't read your thing. Sorry. Sorry, dude. Please tell me the Blue Meanie did a run-in. No, the Blue Meanie was not there, and he still has not been inducted into the Hall of Fame, which I think is bullshit. You can't have an LWO, Latino World Order, without the BLO, the Blue, right? Was that what it was called?
Yeah, they were the Blue World Order,
BWO,
and he was
and
the
then the
blue
Job Squad. Right, and then they had, instead of the Blue World Order, they made the Job Squad, right? He was part of the
WWF, yes, they were the Job Squad.
Yes. So, but yes, thank you for the $5. Bad with 2Ds. I'm going to put the StreamYard link in there again. If anyone wants to jump on, again, if you watched WrestleMania, give us your thoughts. Or if you think wrestling is gay, also call in and give us your thoughts. 973-440-9770. Okay, I will give Cool Boy credit. He was like himself on the thing.
Yeah, I agree. Had he not done the which it was funny, but had he not done the penis pick, that kind of, I agree, that kind of blew it for him.
Yeah, you messed up, dude. I'm sorry. Citizen M, Cool Boy fucked up with the black cock. Was it black? I don't see color. He should have just appeared using Cardiff's exact potato filter. It would have annoyed him more. What does Cardiff say over there? Wrestling hasn't been good since the Road Dogg tried to F my girlfriend. That's horrible.
I got so Ric Flair tried to F my aunt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Please do tell.
Oh, God, 10, 15 years ago, he's in town, and my aunt was with her grown son, and Ric Flair, being Ric Flair, put the moves on her, invited her back to the hotel room. He just met her, and
it's crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so I only heard the story, but I believe it, knowing Ric Flair.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Your aunt should have went with it.
Yeah.
Citizen M, I don't see color either, just size. Yes, I agree. Bad with 2Ds. Wrestling stopped when Chris Benoit tried to save his family. I agree. He failed. And then he couldn't live with the guilt. So he killed himself. That is disgusting.
David Chandler, you are the man.
Thank you so much. David Chandler, $50 super sticker. Thank you very much, David Chandler. All right, so WrestleMania Night 1. Again, if you saw it, give us a call, or you can come in. There's a link in the chat somewhere. It was in Los Angeles at the SoFi Stadium, where the Chargers and the Rams play, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so. Something else I don't follow anymore. I used to be such a huge football nut, and don't really. I mean, I guess I still watch the Browns because I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, but
yeah,
I still don't even watch them. I wait to watch the highlights on YouTube. I don't even watch the games live anymore.
Yeah, I don't watch football really either. I have Red Zone. I get Red Zone every year because I still do fantasy. I only care about gambling when it comes to football. I give a shit less about teams, and I guess I care about individual guys if I have them or I'm playing against them, but I can literally give a shit less. But the last time I flew into Los Angeles which was around Christmas. You actually fly right over the SoFi stadium, and it's pretty cool. It's a really cool looking stadium.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. Who gives a shit, right? WrestleMania was hosted by The Miz and Snoop Dogg, because anything in LA, Snoop Dogg has to be involved in.
So is The Miz is he an active wrestler on the roster, or is he fired, or?
No, he is a current wrestler, which is weird, but he actually had an impromptu match against that Pat McAfee guy. who I guess was a former football player.
Yeah, he was a kicker for the Indianapolis Colts, I believe.
Yes, I think you're right. And he created that antivirus software, right?
No, it's a totally different guy.
Oh. The first match actually opened up with John Cena versus some guy named Austin Theory. And the only thing I could focus on was John Cena's gigantic bald spot. It is insanely distracting. I assume John Cena has to keep his hair long for some kind of movie role. But yeah, that was really bad. He should have figured out some kind of like headgear, like a baseball hat that wouldn't fall off.
When you say longer hair, are you just saying not the normal buzz cut that we know him having?
Yeah, let me see if I could find it was like beyond distracting. I don't even know anything about the stupid wrestling match because I was so focused on his bald spot. Like it was literally like watching your uncle wrestle.
Gosh, you made me think of
younger guy.
When Sting made his debut in the WWE and that his bald spot.
Oh yeah. They had to have seen this too. Like someone had to have brought it up. And why? Like there's got to be some kind of spray they could have done.
And they used to actually do that back in the day. Wrestlers would spray, like use paint, and just for TV. So
he needed it 100%. And yeah, because I don't feel like. I guess Sting still has his bald spot, right? Maybe I've just seen it so many times.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he may have done, or they have done something to cover it up a little bit better because I haven't noticed it like I did for his debut.
Yeah, they must have done something. Birch the Great, thank you for $2. Ray and Condom was great. Rhea is better than Charlotte. Yeah, I thought the Ray and his son match was really good. And the girls were good too. I have all my notes. Look at Jake freaking out like we don't see him. Yeah, we see you, Jake. I see you here, and it starts. Here we go. Yes, Jacob.
I just want to say,
yes.
Austin Theory basically is if you don't know who Austin Theory was back in the day, was Vince McMahon's assistant. He was also part of NXT, part of 205 Live, and some other stuff.
Right.
And also, when I saw your mask for the first time, I thought it was Sin Cara's mask.
Whose mask? Wait, my mask? You mean?
Yeah.
No, it's not Sin Cara's mask.
But getting to like you're saying,
you can't help yourself.
I got a question.
Yes.
Did Cena win the belt?
No. He didn't. He lost, but he cheated. That bastard Austin Aries cheated. Theory,
not Aries.
Oh, whatever. Yeah. Who's Austin Aries was another guy, right?
Austin Aries is a guy that is not working in Mexico because of his attitude. He is the guy.
The attitude era.
No, he had a bad attitude. He had a very bad attitude, and dude, we need to.
Cool.
By the way,
what? Hello.
By the way, I just want to say something.
Okay, say it right now.
OJ is the best in the world.
OJ there. Oh wait, that means OJ though too. What'd you say? You cut out for a second.
OJ is sexy.
Did you say OJ is sexy?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I watched the Run and Fest thing, and I love that you kept putting the wrong thing on the screen.
I know, I'm a dummy. I'm a silly goose. Who's the silly goose? I'm the silly goose.
By the way, I could beat 3 9-year-olds. I could beat 3 9-year-olds.
You think? Have you? Have you killed any 9-year-olds?
No, I could beat 3.
Are you sure?
Because the question you asked is how many 9-year-olds you can beat in a fight. And
right.
By the way, that's the same question on the Family Guy episode when they try to start a podcast.
Family Guy probably stole it from Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
All right, Jake. Well, thank you for explaining who Austin Theory is.
Who is OJ?
Obnoxious John Sampson, OJ Sampson.
Is he here?
What,
Yes,
you want
I
to
am
date?
here. I am here, Jake. I don't know how you find me sexy with this. I guess this picture of Stuttering John is pretty sexy.
Stuttering John, Stutter, you piece of shit.
Very good.
Sorry, that Stutter, you piece. People say that Stevie Lou says that.
No,
But
it was a clip from Cardiff. He found it during John's concert. What do you mean?
I had BeDabbler on my show.
Jake,
Oh,
who's
right.
your all-time favorite wrestler?
Oh, good non sequiturs.
Hey, I gotta go with the Nature Boy. Woo,
what?
Rick. Woo, Flair. Woo.
Oh. Yeah.
The Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Also, but if we're talking about wrestling back in the day, we got to talk about the
Jake the Shake Hudson.
Jake the Snake Roberts. And also, did you know, I was going to say the sexy Jerry Lawler, the King Jerry the King Lawler.
Sexy Jerry Lawler? I've never heard anyone describe him
All
like
right,
that.
I will. Hey,
Jake, what's going on right now?
Hey, Replay or
What?
BeDabbler, I don't know what to call you.
You can call me BeDabbler because I guess you can't say the other one.
Yeah.
But you better tomorrow.
Tomorrow I will be sending in the
Do
morning.
you have questions for me?
I have questions for you, and
It's going to be a real show, and I only have an hour, Jake, because I have to go to the zoo. I have to take Cardiff to the zoo tomorrow. I promised Cardiff that we go to the zoo. So you have an hour.
All right. We will be doing it.
Kiss each other.
By the way, you will be getting the link about.
Yeah, I'll get the link.
I will send the link to your email. I will send the email to your email, and also remember this.
I have myself muted. I'm talking.
Hey.
He hears
I loved your show you did. By the way, you blamed for having the women on the show. You blamed OJ for having women on your show.
Yes, we do. This is a strict no woman show. I do blame OJ. Women are not funny. Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane prove that with their documentary. Women are not funny.
By the way, but here's the thing. By the way, Kevin Brennan is a piazza. Kevin Brennan's a piazza.
Hey, why are you stealing Bobo's bit?
What?
Why are you stealing Bobo's bit? Seriously, Bobo says, by the way. Why are you stealing his bit?
Howard Stern?
No. The number one Bobo. Don't give me this shit. Bobo from Howard Stern or even Bobo from Ron and Fez. Those two Bobos are dog shit. There's one Bobo in the radio world, and we all know it. Daniel Bobo Curlin, and his bit is by the way.
Hey, by the way,
you are the most beautiful creature I've ever seen.
Stutter, you piece of shit.
Bulldoze your way through. That is fascinating, Jacob. I'm going to let you go again. We must leave them wanting more. Well, he left again on his own accord. Thank you, Jake. See, this is how you have to train trainables sometimes. Oh, man. I feel like, Jake, can you just replay this on your show tomorrow? Because I feel like we're getting the same. Well, I do feel like Jake does have some actual questions for me, and I will answer them. And apparently I'm going to wake up to some kind of crazy email that probably has no punctuation and makes no sense. But we will get through it and catch BeDabbler, El Horrible on Jake Hudson's channel tomorrow for the live uncut interview.
Do we know what time? Do we know what time you're going on?
3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific. I don't know what Hawaii is. I think it's 3 hours after Pacific.
And if you guys aren't subscribed to Jake, I'm sure if you follow us on Twitter, we will be tweeting it out, the link.
Yeah, you'll see all that. And we'll go have fun over on Jake's channel. My goal, my game plan to handle Jake was to come on to him sexually, but apparently that will only backfire on me. So I will not be doing that anymore. What the hell was that? He wants to date you and he thinks Jerry the King Lawler is sexy. Again, I've never ever heard anyone describe Jerry the King Lawler as sexy.
Yeah, that's a first for me, being hit on by another man while telling us he also finds Jerry the King Lawler an attractive, sexy man. Yeah, that's a first.
I agree. He is a handful. But I am trying to find, I'm sure I can just Google John Cena bald spot. I was really hoping to get past the first match by now, but we had some unexpected guests.
So we had a beloved chatter. I apologize. I don't remember who it was. They were talking about one of the female wrestling matches.
Yeah. Which one? There was Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte.
That was the one.
Okay.
I am not a fan of women wrestlers at all.
I'm with you, man. Wrestling never seems more fake to me when I see two or more women attempting to do it. That's when wrestling really looks fake to me.
There are very, very few exceptions. But
I'm sorry, ladies.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, they had the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, Glow. When I was a child, I was in love with some of those girls. I had crushes on a few of them, but other than that, yeah. One of them was actually Tori in WWE. You remember? I know there's a couple different Tories, but
not Tori Wilson.
Not Tori Wilson, the other Tori.
Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember who you're talking about.
Yeah, an Italian. She was an Italian girl.
Yeah, damn. Yeah, I can see her, but I can't really. I don't know. Did she just go by Tori?
Yeah, I think that was it. It was just Tori.
Yeah, I think you're right. So yeah, John Cena's bald spot was very distracting. The next thing was a showcase match between 4 different tag teams. I think it was the Street Profits. It was Braun Strowman and that Ricochet guy, and then Otis and some other guy. And then
I just gotta say, John Cena's bald spot sounds like a YouTube handle or Twitter handle.
That's my band name, John Cena's bald spot. This match was really quick. It was kind of fun. It was just them showcasing all their finishing moves, and the 2 Street Profit guys won. Seth Rollins beat Logan Paul, YouTube star Logan Paul, who gives YouTube stars like me hope that one day I could headline or at least be in WrestleMania. I was rooting very hard for Logan Paul. I actually think he makes a pretty good damn wrestler. It's weird. A lot of the best guys in WWE seem to be the non-wrestlers. But yeah, he seems to really get it. He's a good bad guy, and he's already had a lot of highlights in mainstream media kind of shit. I don't know. You saw his spot at the Royal Rumble where him and the other guy jumped on the top rope and clotheslined each other in the center of the ring.
I haven't seen none of this. I will definitely do some research and check it out, though.
I thought you watched sports entertainment.
No.
You tricked me, you bastard.
I am a pro wrestling fan.
I can't read this. Believe it or not, these are not my real eyes. This netting actually prevents me from seeing well. That's why you'll never see me doing a car live stream with this mask on. The Logan Paul guy did HBK's entrance where he came in on the the zip line. I thought that was pretty cool. He was trolling the crowd. He's a good heel. And WWE is very desperate to be a part of YouTube and viral stars. So Logan Paul came down with a guy in a sports or an energy drink costume. So you couldn't see who was in the costume, but you could tell okay, he's coming out with this mascot. The mascot's obviously either going to help him or turn on him. It ended up they pulled the mask or whatever off of or the thing that covered the energy drink's face, and Michael Cole goes, KSI, he's a YouTube superstar. And it's what the fuck? They want so badly to be relevant with all this shit. They had some guy do the Usos entrance. I don't know who the fuck this guy was, but he looked like Felix the Cat. His hair was all done in 2 points. His name was Lil Uzi Vert or something.
Wow.
Do you know that? Little Uzi Vert?
No,
Or
never
maybe
heard
it's
of him.
Yurt. I don't know if I made a V or a Y. I know I sound very old right now, even though I'm 16. But even as a 16-year-old, this all went over my head. But yeah, WWE. I mean, they've always been that way. Trying to stay relevant with the mainstream shit. Stash, Jim Florentine was molested and figured as a child at WWE. That is not true.
No, I think
not
there is
molested.
some truth to that.
Yes. There was a guy that lived on Florentine's block or in his neighborhood, and he had pictures of wrestlers. Like he did, like real professional pictures, and he would let them the kids like have photos for like kisses. I don't think he was fingered. I mean,
I could be getting mixed up,
molested.
but I remember one of the comedians talking about being like a ring boy and being like inappropriately touched by one of maybe it wasn't him. I thought it was him. But
I don't know about a comedian, but there definitely was a whole lawsuit thing with ring boys being molested or abused.
With the Garvin that most people that unless you're a wrestling fan, there was 3 popular Garvins. There was Rugged Ronnie Garvin, and there was Jimmy Garvin, and oh god, I can't remember the Terry Garvin. And Terry Garvin was one of the guys that was involved in that whole ring boy gate, if you will.
And JT is saying, and Pat Patterson was involved with that kind of shit too.
Yeah.
And yes, Window Tourist, Little Uzi was there. He was definitely there. His pants are down to his knees. My father would have given him a licking. But his pants are down to his knees, so his complete boxer shorts are out. I can't imagine Vince McMahon like sitting there in the gorilla position, looking out at that and going, "God damn it, this is awesome! This is great! This is fucking fantastic!" It was like, oh, who is this fucking guy? But obviously, he's big with the kids. I wouldn't know because as a 16-year-old YouTube star, I'm a loner.
It's so sad to me just being a former pro wrestling fan, and that wrestling is one of those things where there's probably a lot more people that used to be fans than there are fans now.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I'm not. I was talking to my 17-year-old brother. He's actually kind of into it again for some reason. And I think that might actually be because of all these like social media people being involved now. Because kids eat that shit up, man. That's why I am aiming to become such a popular influencer, more popular than Cardiff Electric. Little Uzi Vert. Okay, so it was Vert. He has the Lisa Simpson hair. Yes, it was like Lisa. It was kind of. This was just. It was literally like two. It looked like 2 boobs on his head, but then like points that came up, like Felix the Cat. And I know Felix the Cat was just on Cardiff Electric's stream, but that was the best way to describe it. It really was. I don't know. He looked like Felix the Cat.
We have a John Cena's bald spot.
John Cena's bald spot. Thank you for being a beloved chatter. Yes. Fisting was a big part of wrestling in my day. Yes. That was a huge move, like the mandible claw, but the mandible or the anal fist, where a guy would just shove his fist up another guy's ass until he tapped out.
The anal claw.
Stash, Jim Florentine would claim he was forced to sit on his lap at WWE shows. I do wonder if he was black like a mud shark. Okay. I kind of remember the sitting on his lap at the WWE shows. I just remember, I know Jim, he said all the parents were oblivious to it. But yeah, he had like really professional photos and he would let them look. And I remember him asking the kids for kisses or something. Like, I don't know. I'm probably off, but that's fucking hilarious either way. I mean, not that, molesting kids is hilarious, but it's hilarious that Jim Florentine had an instance where a guy was offering kids wrestling figures for kisses or sit on his lap. It's horrible. You're fucking a horrible person.
It probably wouldn't be as funny if we picture Jim Florentine as he is. We're not picturing him as a child. Like,
yes.
If we actually saw it, it probably wouldn't be as funny, but it is pretty hilarious.
Yes, you're right. I am thinking of like just Jim Florentine, just like shrunk down. I'm not thinking of a young child like innocence of a Jim Florentine. What do you mean you want me to kiss you for that picture of Bam Bam Bigelow? Okay, so Michael Cole went crazy. KSI, he's a YouTube superstar. But yeah, Seth Rollins beat him. I thought they would have put over the YouTube guy, but they did not. Then there was a 6-man tag team, 2 teams of 3. It was Bailey and 2 other chicks I don't know. And then Becky Lynch and Lita and Trish Stratus. How old are these chicks? Why the fuck are they still wrestling in WrestleMania? And Lita had a tag team belt. She's a champion. Come on. Let's have some reality in our wrestling.
Yeah, I agree. Trish Stratus was one of the exceptions, at least back in the day, of the female wrestlers. She could go for a female.
Yeah, she's good. And Lita's pretty good too, but it's just like, man, I never thought in 2023 I'd still be seeing like these chicks on a card in Edge. There's a big rumor tomorrow that Edge is going to have the Brood with him. So Gangrel, which I think is awesome because I loved Gangrel. And
I did too.
Have like a Brood entrance.
Yeah.
So that is a big rumor. Spoiler alert. I probably should have said that before I gave you the spoiler, but everything. Who gives a shit? If you really care, you shouldn't be here because we obviously don't even know what the fuck is going on. I only watched today. I haven't watched wrestling seriously since like COVID. Once COVID happened and they were doing those empty arena matches, I was going, okay, yeah, this is nonsense. Why am I watching this?
Yeah, and like I was telling you off air, I was giving AEW a chance with CM Punk and all that, and then that whole debacle with Punk after he got fired or left or whatever happened there, I totally gave up.
Yep. Vader's hand sign was very popular in the gay community. I spent some time following Vader around, documenting some of the last 2 years of his life. We were trying to make a documentary, and then I basically had to stop communicating with him because he was a fucking pain in the ass to deal with. Very nice guy when we weren't dealing with business stuff, but business stuff, it was fucking annoying, and I just had to stop, and then he died, and we didn't have any cameras around. Stash, have you guys apologized to Levy yet? Because he sounded upset with you guys last week. Apologize to Levy for what? What do you mean, the Cardiff thing? That's Cardiff's deal. Hey, if Levy wrote the bit for Cardiff, that's all on Cardiff. I was a hired actor with no direction. Remember that. Okay, I was given direction. I was making up direction literally 30 minutes before we started the stream.
And I can attest to this. I'm sorry to cut you off, but no, I am the beloved chatter that Levy sent the bit to, and then I sent it to Cardiff. So
what the fuck is this guy talking about? He's fucking lying. Yeah, but I still stand by it that there was some genius to that show, and you loved it or you hated it, but you gotta admit everyone was talking about it for a week until the Ray DeVito versus his Wi-Fi scandal. All right, so Becky and the 2 Golden Girl chicks, they beat the young chicks. That was it for that. Then we had Rey Mysterio versus his son. I think his son plays a very good bad guy. The son threw a drink in his sister's face. He told his mom to shut her mouth. And Ray DeVito beat his son. I don't understand why Ray DeVito went over his son. I figured, why, or not Ray DeVito.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Ray Mysterio.
Ray DeVito Jr.
Ray DeVito Jr. No, Ray Mysterio beat his son, because Ray Mysterio's a young up-and-coming wrestler who needs the rub, as they say in the business. Aaron taught me that word. Aaron from Steel Toe. The rub. Next match was Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte for the women's championship. SmackDown Championship. Aren't there like 2? Yeah. Oh God. I
Yeah,
hate wrestling.
I never
Wrestling
liked
is
the
so
world titles.
dumb. Anyway, yeah. It was Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte. Charlotte looks weird. She had some kind of, I think she's had some kind of work done to her face. She looked, even my mom walked in the room and she was like, whoa, that's that Charlotte girl. She looks old. And then my mom was convinced that Rhea Ripley was a man. She was shocked when I told her that's a real woman. So, and then we got into a whole conversation about if there are any transgender wrestlers, which there are. There's one in AEW. I forget her name. She's a big Samoan chick.
Oh yeah, Nyla Rose.
Yeah. Is it Nyla or Nia? Nia
Something
Rose.
like that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a transgender wrestler. It was a guy to a girl, and that's the only one that I really know of. I'm sure there's more in the indies and stuff. Voltaire 325. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Levy really suggested that cringe fest. Hack. That's what I've heard from Cardiff. I can neither confirm nor deny those rumors. But again, I stand by the bit. I think there was something there, and people are dumb for taking it so seriously. Oh God, he's waving again.
Yeah, we have a guest.
Oh, we have a guest. Oh, how wonderful. Hello, Jacob. How are you?
To answer your question, Nyla Rose in AEW is trans.
Yeah, we figured that out.
And
who else?
Someone in Impact.
A trailer in Mississippi?
No, in Impact Wrestling, former TNA NWA. Oh, Beavis and Butthead. You're playing Beavis and Butthead.
What? Stop. We're going to get hit with a trademark. What are you talking about? There's no Beavis and Butthead. You were born a girl?
No, in Impact Wrestling, there's a person that wrestles. Shut up.
Oh, okay. I had it wrong. Hey, I thought you were saying you were. By the way.
What? Who's better? Who's better, corn or potato?
I think butter is better on corn, personally.
No,
OJ, what do you like butter on better, by the way?
I prefer my butter on broccoli.
Ew.
Ew.
What do you eat? What do you like butter on, sweetheart?
I like on my masked wrestlers.
On your masked wrestlers? Why are you hitting on us? You're freaking us out. Not that there's anything wrong with it, except for everything.
Listen, David Chandler. Here's the thing. David Chandler's been listening to Steel Toe. There's some people.
Stop obsessing over Steel Toe. Hold on. Read this thing. Read this.
How much are you paying Jake? He brings viewers $1.99.
Nothing. We pay you nothing. And remember that. You get exposure.
By the way, that's one of OJ. If you don't like me, you can blame OJ for me coming on.
You've got 2 words for them, don't you, Jake?
Obnoxious John.
No, you were supposed to. Oh God, you screwed it up. So what? You like dinglings or something? What's going on? You're a gay guy?
I'm bisexual. So.
Oh really? Wait, you've had sex? Like consensual sex?
No.
Oh, then how do you know you're bisexual?
I'm actually trisexual. I'll try anything.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but getting back to wrestling, dude.
What? Getting back to wrestling?
The 2 wrestlers that you were trying to say.
With your sexuality.
No. The 2 wrestlers that you were trying to talk about. The 2 wrestlers, the female tag team was Bayley and her team. They call it Damage Control of Io Shirai and Dakota Kai.
Okay, yeah, that's their names. You're right. I didn't have that, so that was good information.
Sorry about I wanted to come in because, by the way,
because you're sexually attracted to us. We get it.
By the way, you're the one that wants to hit 9-year-olds.
By the way, what?
You're the one that.
How dare you? How dare you? Do you enjoy live streaming? It seems to give you great anxiety.
But by the way, you're the. I had to deal with Opie today. By the way,
By the way.
Hey,
by the way,
where is I don't see any BS show on that wall or MLC posters.
What are you talking about?
Obnoxious John.
Oh, yeah. What say you, Obnoxious John?
I totally didn't even hear what he said. I was reading the chat.
I don't see any BS show. I see
on your background. He's talking about the posters behind.
Oh yeah, I have an Uncle Rico show behind John. So
no BS. No BS.
Yeah, BS? Just an Uncle Rico show.
It's basically the Uncle Rico show because Mike Morris just jumps on there too, even though they tried to obviously distance themselves. At least it seems like Shuli and Bob wanted to do their own show, and then Mike drove by the house a couple of times on his bike until they went, I guess we got to ask Mike if he wants to play.
Yeah. Also, by the way, Izzo was on Kick.
By the way,
Izzo is streaming right now. Izzo is streaming.
Who?
Yeah. Isodo is streaming. Yes.
Oh,
he's doing he's got a gaming channel, and if you follow me on Twitter, I retweeted it. So go give him a follow and help him out. Get some subs.
Hey Jake, by the way.
He's playing. He's playing Modern Warfare. He's playing COD.
By the way, we have to get you on with Bobo. By the way, that's a really good chance. By the way, or that's a really good suggestion. By the way, Bill Bixby. By the way,
Bobo from Howard Stern.
Look, you just keep talking.
Bobo from Howard Stern or Bobo from
I told you, I put it up. I know OJ. I can't hear you right now. What? What'd you say, Jake? We had a bad connection.
All right, I will talk to you later.
Where is your family right now? Like, do they hear you yelling, or do you live alone?
Jake, are you resting because of all the circles you walk?
No.
Does it tire you out?
Wait. Let him answer. I want to hear this.
No, because I have health issues and I'm laying down. So listen, I'll be ready for the stream tomorrow. Expect the tough questions, and also expect no stutter, and I was going to invite Obnoxious John.
Can we practice kissing on each other?
No, I was going to invite Obnoxious John, but not anymore.
Yeah. It's just we don't need that third wheel, huh, Jake? We can just have a romantic day of just me and you, right?
BeDabbler, I might invite.
Oh, now I gotta share my time with someone else. Again, you get 1 hour, Jake.
The potato.
What potato?
Cardiff.
Oh, Cardiff was telling me he really wanted to be on your show, and he's really mad at you for not asking him and asking him every day, even though he, keeps saying he can't do it at the drop of a dime and he needs some advance notice. But he said he's really mad.
That's you. I asked you
I'm sorry.
day.
Yes, you're right. That was me who got the emails literally every day to jump on your thing. But Cardiff said he was very mad that you asked me before him. He's mad at you, Jake. Like really mad.
Listen. Corn Deaf. I asked Corn Deaf.
And by the way, Jake. By the way,
I'm
Jake.
not even
Jake. By the way, I might be blocking you.
Why don't I just
Jake?
What?
I may be blocking Jake because he's very mean to me. He said he was going to invite me on, and he's not going to now. So I might have to block Jake.
But I might send a link to Stuttering John.
Jules David, I'm not reading that. No.
500, Jake. Yay.
No. Do not harass me for that $5. I'm telling you, Jake. Do not harass me for that $5.
Is that Bubba on your mic?
Who?
Bubba the Love Sponge.
How dare you? This is not Bubba the Love Sponge on my mic. This is the greatest podcast host ever of our time or any time. The great Kenneth Otto of Freedom, Speech, and You. Come on, Jake. Why do you give yourself so much headroom?
By the way, Stuttering John is a nobody.
What I say,
Stuttering John is a nobody.
Plow right through.
The only reason why, Stuttering John got on the world.
Jules David, thank you for the $5. $5 for Jake.
Stern. Because of Howard fucking Stern.
Put it back. Jake is El Horrible's own whack pack. No, I don't need a whack pack. Thank you.
By the way,
By the way.
A replay. By the way, Mike David is better than you, and you fucking know it. Have a nice day.
Who? Me? Is he mad at me now?
I don't know. He did end it with "Have a nice day," so I'm assuming he's not mad.
Have a nice day. Is very Mick Foley-ish. But thank you, Jake. Thank you for spending some time with us.
More like Hick Foley.
He didn't answer my question. I wanted to know. Now I'm gonna ask it in literally in 2 seconds. I gotta see him going. Me, I'm here. Look. He's going like it's so funny. OJ can attest to it. We see the little box. We should just share the screen next time he's on so people can see him. And of course, now he's gonna. I'm just waiting. It's just gonna be any second. I'm gonna see the little box, and it's gonna be fucking Jake. All right, let's keep going. We're almost done here. I can't believe we almost did an hour of this bullshit.
Oh my god, this is actually going fast.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna say it.
And I'm actually awake now. When we first started, I was kind of feeling shitty and tired. Now I'm actually awake.
I want to die. So Rhea Ripley beat Ric Flair's daughter, and he went, Mike, he's better than you. He's mad at you, OJ, because you rejected his sexual advances, obviously.
Well, I might have to block Jake. I'm gonna sleep on it. We'll see how I feel in the morning.
Yeah, Jake. Well, OJ, OJ has to see. He has to reassess, like so many people do who deal with you, Jakey Poo. JT, I gotta add his show to my watch list later. OJ's videos are first to watch.
Oh, well, thank you, JT.
That is very nice of you, Jules David. Jake, come on my show. Oh, great. Now Jake's going to do Red Bar, and then he's not going to want to have me on anymore. That would be fantastic if you could book him for tomorrow. That would be great. All right. Let's see. Yeah. So Rhea Ripley won. She is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. Don't get too excited, everybody. Okay, so then we finally saw our hosts after about 3 hours of them doing literally nothing. The Miz and Snoop Dogg were in the ring, and then all of a sudden that Pat McAfee guy came down, who we said is a kicker or was a kicker for the Colts, and he did not invent the antivirus software. OJ says allegedly, but whatever.
Could be a relative. And by the way, he does. By the way, he does have a very popular podcast.
He does, and he's actually one match he had, and I guess you didn't see it because you don't watch any of this. He had a really good match. Like, I don't know if it was last WrestleMania. I can't believe WrestleMania is already back again. Like, I can't believe it's been a year. But yeah, he's not bad. Like I said, a lot of the WWE's non-wrestlers are like the biggest things going right now. Like that Paul guy. I can't remember if he's Luke or Jake. Luke Paul, I think.
Jake Paul.
Was it Jake
Which
Paul?
I think he's from Cleveland, and I should know that, but
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. See?
Yeah, that's what it was. What did I say? Jake Paul is the boxer one, I guess.
There's too many Pauls. Paul Wall. I don't know.
And then I realized that I don't need to do YouTube. I don't need to do my regular job. All I need to do is get an entry-level job with WWE, somehow steal a script, and make $10,000 bets on FanDuel. Did you know you can bet on WWE and FanDuel? That seems ridiculous. Yeah. How is that legal?
I don't know. I guess you can bet on anything nowadays, right?
But this is scripted shit. It's not real. Like,
right. Oh, right.
A handful of people know the fucking outcome. What prevents them from, like, does FanDuel go, oh, you're Vince McMahon. You are not allowed to have a FanDuel account because, like, what? You know what I mean? Like,
oh, I'd be all over that. If I was one of the writers and knew the outcome, I'd be banking.
Right. But yeah, they were promoting betting on WWE on FanDuel. And that's my new goal in life, is to get a shitty job at WWE, dress up like a janitor or something, and sneak in one day. And
set up some microphones in the offices where they book all the shit and just record everything.
It just seems it seems ridiculous. John Cena's bald spot. I'd love to take BeDabblin in the ring. Yeah, the brown ring. Little brown ring. Little brown ring. You opened up my eyes. Little brown ring, little brown ring. Oh, you really are a prize. I see you in the dark, leaving your brown skid mark. Little brown ring. Do you remember that song?
I have no idea what
Are
that
you
song
serious?
is. Oh no, never heard
That was Andy Dick on the E Show. He just did like some acoustic song called Little Brown Ring, and he was obviously talking about like another man's asshole.
Well, I may be clipping that tomorrow and adding some music to it.
Oh, there's my version of it.
Yeah, your version.
Yes, please do. Little brown.
Oh, you never looked up or got a picture of John Cena's bald spot?
I could not find it, honestly.
Okay.
I didn't do a very good job because I was also trying to keep talking while I was looking. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do a quick search, I mean, it is distracting as fuck. Like it is really bad. So the Miz and not the antivirus guy, another McAfee, had an impromptu match where McAfee's other football friend came over the barricade and helped him win, and the Miz jobbed out to McAfee.
Oh, I found a picture. I'll send it to you. Let me make sure.
You can probably share, right? And you can approve it too, I think.
I'm just gonna send it to you. I'm just gonna put it in the
That's pretty funny.
Private chat.
Cope M. I can't read. Abdullah. Oh wait, that's John Melendez. It kind of does look like Abdullah the Butcher. Looks like Mankind after he got thrown off a cage. There will be a Hell in the Cell match tomorrow between Edge and Finn Balor. And people are saying that Edge will make an entrance with the Brood, which is pretty cool. If you're if you're a fan of the 90s Attitude Era and Gangrel, who I saw at WrestleCon in 2000, whenever it was in Orlando. I was there with Big Van Vader. Yeah, see that, like, that's an old picture, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. His hair was actually a little longer, so it actually wasn't that drastic, but it's pretty much it. Very distracting.
There's a couple other pictures, but yeah, they're not too different.
All right, so that brought us to our main event of night one. The Fat Slob and the Ska Guy versus the Island Hip Hop Savage Brothers. What are their names? The Usos or the Island Savages, and then Kevin Owens. He's the Fat Slob guy. Who you said? Do you want, or I said it depends. I don't care.
No, yeah, you could. I definitely said it. I couldn't figure out that. What's his Patrick Meldon? Is that his name?
Patrick Melton, yeah, from NLO. He does kind of look like Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
You nailed it. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, who does he fucking remind me of?
That's what I was doing the whole time. And then when you mentioned Kevin Owens, I'm like, that's it. That's who he reminds me of.
100%. I agree with you. And again, I'm a Melton fan. I like his show, and I think he's a good broadcaster, but he looks like Kevin Owens. And that ended right before we got on, and the Fat Slob and the Ska Guy, Patrick Melton and Sami Zayn, are your new Raw Tag Team Champion. I don't fucking know. There's a million titles. Who gives a shit? Everyone has a title.
Yeah.
But I will say, before WrestleMania, I was waiting. I was killing time before I watched the 2-hour pre-show for some reason. There's a 2-hour. So I watched every bit of a 2-hour pre-show, and then WrestleMania was 4 hours. So yeah, I watched 6 hours of this shit. For what? For 33 people? Jesus. Anyway, no, thank you all. Thank you all for joining us and for super chatting. Yeah,
we definitely weren't expecting any super chats or like.
I wasn't expecting anything
actually, but I mean, we weren't expecting this many people at this time.
I told OJ right before we went on, it said 5 people were waiting, and I was like, whoa, there's actually 5 people waiting for this crap. But before I watched WrestleMania, I was watching Where Are They Now, which was a WWE series of old I'm not even gonna say superstars because the list is so fucking bad of who they did shows on so far. I don't even know who the first guy was. It was some Russian. I think it was Nikolai something.
Nikolai Volkov?
No, it wasn't Volkov. No, it was some guy from like when I wasn't watching, like from the aughts, some 2000s guy, Nikolai something. That was the first episode. Then they did a guy who I thought this was fucking fake. Because again, this was in like the 2000s when I wasn't watching. Have you ever heard of Jimmy Wang Yang?
I have, yes. I remember.
Holy shit. This guy, I should get a clip of him. It's an Asian cowboy wrestler. You knew about him?
Yeah, I remember him. I wasn't like a big. I knew of him. Wasn't a big fan or anything, but I knew who he was.
No, and there's no way that you should be a big fan of him. I had no idea this guy existed. I'm just going to share my screen so we can watch something real quick. I thought there'd be like a really quick video, but everything's kind of long. But yeah, this is the guy. He's an Asian cowboy. This is great. This is my favorite wrestler ever.
Call me all-American. I'm a redneck through and through.
This was his song?
I got my hand in my pickup truck, and my hound dog, he's named Blue. Some people criticize my way of life. Yes, I'm gonna have to punch someone tonight.
This is ridiculous. I guess
railroad trains that echo across the lonesome.
Did they just sing Yellow Train?
Laying down the rhythm.
Wait a minute.
Money just can't buy.
I have to hear that again.
Echo one tonight. Yes, sir. Railroad trains that echo
Railroad
across
Train.
the lonesome country sky.
I guess that was in
Laying down the rhythm. Money just can't buy.
This is ridiculous.
This
Okay.
redneck won't go down.
So I was fascinated with the idea that there used to be an Asian cowboy wrestler named Jimmy Wang Yang. He is not a wrestler anymore. He actually owns a party bus service in Cincinnati, Ohio, not too far from OJ, not in Cleveland.
Oh, actually, that's far. That's way opposite side of the state. But yeah, that's
sure.
Cincinnati. Okay,
it's in the same state, so it's closer than I am. And he has a party bus business called Redneck Wagon, or is it Redneck Party Bus? I think that's what it is. Redneck Party Bus, and that's what he does now. He drives people around, and he drives them to like Cincinnati tailgates. And he actually has a princess bus for like proms, and they brought him back to Raw, like because I guess Raw was in Cincinnati, and he's like backstage talking to like John Cena because he like came up with all these guys, and they're like AJ Styles, and they're all like superstars now, and they're like, "What are you doing, man?" He's like, I got a redneck party bus. It's pretty cool. And it's like, and in the meantime, he's going, "Man, I'm really itching to get back into wrestling after being here." And that episode is definitely worth checking out. But then again, like the wrestlers are, I wish I pulled up a list. Like there's no one else of interest except for Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, I guess.
No, he gets a lot of hate in today's when people talk about like how shitty but Brutus the Barber Beefcake was a top draw back in the day.
I agree. And no, that's what I'm saying. Like I actually, him and Jimmy Wang Yang were the only two episodes I enjoyed because I had always heard of Brutus the Barber Beefcake had to have like serious reconstructive face surgery because of a parasailing accident where I guess he was on the boat, and I don't know how it happened, but whoever was parasailing came right towards the boat or something.
I think it was a jet ski.
No, because he said her knee hit him right in the face. That's what hit him in the face. So he's basically saying like she was on the thing, but for some reason it was coming towards the boat, and he had his back to her, he said, and as he turned around, her knee came right in his face. So it doesn't make sense. That would be. But why did he say boat? Because I thought it was a jet ski.
No, it could have been. You know what? So much time has gone by. I might be getting mixed up. He could have been the parasailing, and I think Hogan had to perform. I think it was a WrestleMania, and he had a black eye, and I think he was the one maybe got hit in the eye by a jet ski.
Maybe.
So,
because I think he says because it was definitely a knee. And it was, because he said he was like, my back was turned, and as I turned, a knee just came in face and hit him square in the face. And just like he talked about how like his palate collapsed, so he couldn't breathe, and he had to like literally take his tongue and put it in between his palate that was now on his lower jaw and lift it up. And like, oh man, I was like, I hate hearing that kind of shit. I love 600-pound life because I can relate to like secretly going out for fast food and all that kind of shit. But when they get into the surgery parts, man, I can't watch that shit. I get squeamish.
Yeah, I used to be that way until I went to medical school, and then you learn about the human body. Everything. I used to be afraid of shots would make me woozy, and now I've been in surgeries and seen people cut open and the meat inside people and bones, and none of that shit bothers me anymore.
Yeah, I guess you get desensitized to it eventually, right?
It's actually kind of fascinating. Like I said, once you learn like how fascinating the human body is and how it works, and all that gross stuff is kind of goes away. I don't even
like feeling my tits for lumps. Like I don't like feeling things in my body. So like if I have cancer, it's like already progressed to advanced stages because I'm not in tune with my body that way. Like I only touch one area of my body regularly, and all the other areas I don't really want to be involved with. I don't know. Something about it creeps me out. But yeah, I think that's it. That was night 1 of WrestleMania, and my recommendation to not watch pretty much any of the Where Are They Now. It could be a really cool series. Like they did Ted DiBiase's son, but who gives a shit? I don't care about Ted DiBiase's son.
He's one of those guys that could have been a big star, and for whatever reason, he didn't get the push, and he had a decent push, but that was one of those guys I was rooting for just because of the, I guess, the tradition. He came out around the same time Randy Orton did, and Randy Orton's he's actually a third-generation wrestler. Oh, actually, so is DiBiase. He's also a third generation.
Yeah.
But,
I wasn't really watching when he was around. That's pretty much where I got out of wrestling, but I know of him, but yeah, I don't know.
That was around the time when they formed the Ric Flair, Triple H, and Orton and Batista.
Yes. Yeah, the Evolution.
Evolution, thank you. I couldn't think of it. But that was around that era that DiBiase was there.
John Cena's Bald Spot, The Dark Side of Wrestling was a good TV series. I've only seen, I believe, 1 episode, just because I just don't get around. All I do is watch this fucking Dabbler content now, but even before I was into the Dabble stuff, I don't know why. I'll tell you why, actually. Because I was trying to do a documentary with Vader, and it didn't work out, after it fell through, that's when the Dark Side of Wrestling kind of started coming out, and I was kind of like bitter. I was like, I don't want to watch someone else's fucking documentary. I can't even fucking do a documentary, and fuck wrestling and fuck all this shit. Wrestling's fucking stupid. Everyone who watches wrestling is fucking stupid, and all the wrestlers think you're all fucking stupid too. I'll tell you that. Vader, when Big Van Vader was around kids and chicks, he was a teddy bear. He was the nicest fucking monster you could ever meet. But when a fucking 300-pound slob just comes up holding their replica belt going, you really got me through some really hard times, Vader thinks you're a fucking loser because you're holding around a belt that you did not earn. He's also dead now, so you don't have to worry about it. But I also get the impression that he is not the only wrestler like that. It was fascinating to see. I had a good time actually following Vader around. I wish that would have worked out better, but I think the guy had been screwed over by so many promoters in his life. He thought I was going to screw him over. My final straw was when he asked me, hey, why do you need $5,000 for a camera? And I went, okay, I can't I can't do this. Like, I can't make a documentary without a camera. That's why. He's like, well, can't you rent one? And I was like, no, I can't, because one, I thought we lived kind of close to each other, but we didn't, and I would have had to have traveled a lot. And if I had to travel like on short notice, I can't just go and rent a camera. So I was like, I need to get a broadcast camera. I don't have one. I have some GoPros, I have iPhones, but that shit ain't gonna cut it. And he was really pushing, like, that was the one thing in the budget, like, he couldn't understand. He's like, why do you need to buy a camera? And I was like, motherfucker, do you really think like I went through all this trouble just because I want a new camera for you? Like, I don't. This is ridiculous. So
yeah, and
that was the end
in all
of that.
defense, like you were saying, he grew up in a different era of wrestling where there's a lot of double crossing and a lot of mistrust, and
yeah.
So I could see that from someone in his generation.
Agreed. And the guy, he wasn't in good health and all this shit, but like literally it was just like this. Like, I told him, I was like, we need to start a Kickstarter just because there are going to be expenses involved with making a documentary. Because if anyone's unfamiliar, Big Van Vader was a big superstar in the 80s for WCW, and then he came over to the WWE. He was a big sensation in Japan. He is a giant man who could do like flips, like he did moonsaults. He was just really athletic for his size. He was a former LA Ram. He played in the Super Bowl. They lost, but he was in the Super Bowl. Guy had a tremendous life. He was on Boy Meets World. Tremendous. A
regular on Boy Meets World.
He was a regular. Yeah, he was that fat guy who got really jacked now. He was his dad, Ethan Suplee. Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, the guy in like Kevin Smith movies and stuff. He played Ethan Supplee's dad on Boy Meets World. And when I just reached out to him on Twitter because he got word from his doctors that you literally have 2 years to live. Your heart is in bad shape. I honestly thought his head was probably worse, but he did end up dying from heart disease, heart failure. So I'm obviously no doctor. I know. Shock. Don't go around and, accuse me of claiming I'm a doctor, internet. But yeah, he
that's a shame, that he didn't, especially, you're going to die. Like, why not just go through with it? Like,
that was his attitude at first. And that, cause I was like, listen, it's not about money, but we have to raise money to make this happen. He was like, I get it, brother. I get it. I understand. I was like, cool. We were all on the same, we're on the same thing. I flew myself out to Orlando to follow him at WrestleMania weekend. I paid for, all my own shit. I never asked him for a dime because I wouldn't, because this was my idea. All I did was once he made the announcement on Twitter, I said, hey, Leon, or that was his real name. I said, is anyone documenting the last, couple of years of your life? He said, no, brother, send me an email. And I did. And that's all it took. Just had to ask. And I developed a phone relationship with him first. I recorded a bunch of phone messages. Those are pretty interesting, but a lot of it, I don't think I could even, air because he makes some crazy accusations about people that, I don't want to get in trouble. There's some, crazy shit that he says, but again, I really don't think I can air any of it. And then, I followed him to WrestleMania weekend in Orlando. I went to WrestleCon. I saw all these wrestlers and we were filming, like he was getting all this attention because he just said, I have 2 years to live. And it was great. I have all this footage, but I don't know what to do with it because there's not nothing really interesting there because I wasn't there when he was actually dying. Because I lost contact with him about 6 months before things started getting really bad.
Well, I'll just throw this out there, man. If you want to share with me whatever you got, and I could watch it and maybe try to brainstorm with you and see if we can come up with something to do with it. I'm sure there's something that could be done.
Yeah, I mean, I just have so many hours of shit too, and it's like literally just footage of him like hanging out and talking to fans, and then actually at So we're at WrestleCon, right? And he's there for 2 days. And the first fucking day, I go, hey, I got to go up back to my room. Like nothing is happening. It's just people getting autographs and he's stretching. He gets up every now and then to stretch because he's tired of sitting. and nothing is happening. So I go, you know what? I'm going to go up to the room. I'm going to get some extra batteries and stuff. I go up to the room. I go to the elevator to come back down, and Jeff Jarrett's in the elevator. So now it's just me and Jeff Jarrett in an elevator, who is actually way shorter in real life than I would have thought. And once we get to the floor, the lobby floor, the door opens, and I see Vader's son, who was a former wrestler. And he just looks at me and he goes, "My dad's being arrested." And I was like, "Motherfucker, I literally left for 5 minutes." And he goes and gets himself arrested. And I just remember Jeff Jarrett looking at me and go, "Oh, that's never good." And I just ran with Vader's son to where Vader was. And yeah, there were these cops around him and they were talking. Apparently Vader claimed that he was walking to the bathroom and a security guy, I guess, who he didn't know was a security guy, was walking the other way, and they bumped into each other. I'm like, how the fuck do you get involved? You know, go take a piss. Like, I didn't think you going to take a piss was going to be literally the biggest story that I could have gotten this entire weekend. But yeah, like I tried to get the cameras rolling. They kept telling me to shut off. So I pretended to shut off the cameras, but I wasn't pointing it at them. I was pointing at the ground. So I have some audio. But again, and then it turned out they were like, just get him out of here. So I said, "Hey, Leon, like, what were your plans after, WrestleMania weekend?" He was like, "Well, I was going to go to Fort Lauderdale." I was like, "Well, how far is that from here?" He's like, 3 hours. I was like, "Great. I have a rental car." I was like, "I'll hook it up with like GoPros and we'll take a 3.5 hour drive to Fort Lauderdale and we'll just shoot the shit." So that's probably the most entertaining stuff. But again, there's nothing crazy in there. He goes off about how he thinks Jake the Snake's an asshole, and he talked about some other things. But there wasn't, there's nothing really shocking or dirt sheet, worthy. It's more of like, I think of it more as I want to make a documentary of how you should never meet people you looked up to as a kid, because it's always fucking disappointing. But I don't know. It's kind of just footage, I guess, I have for myself, and it cost me about over 10 grand between all the trips I took.
You could always upload it as Vader's last shoot interview with that car ride.
Yeah, I could do that. At this point, though, I have to superimpose a mask on my face because
maybe wait till he gets in. He hasn't been inducted.
No, he has. That's the thing. He was inducted last year, and I was like, I know, and that's. I've been sitting on the footage for like at least 3 years, and I was like, man, I have to create something like this because that was a big angle of the documentary too, because he really, really, really wanted to be inducted into the Hall of Fame while he was alive. And I really do think it is a personal thing with Vince McMahon for whatever reason. He really, he booked Vader like shit. Vader did not have a good WWE career at all. Shawn Michaels, yes. And there are some things in there that Vader, in my conversations with him, and yes, he blames completely his whole horrible WWE career on Shawn Michaels, basically.
Which I believe that.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, it was 100%. Vader either should have stayed in WCW or went back to Japan. But if anyone wants to watch the trailer, if you haven't seen it, it's I think you just Google Vader 2 Years to Live. I can actually pull it up and play it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Did he happen to talk any shit about Hogan, who screwed him in a match?
He really didn't. No, I tried to get him to like talk about different guys, and he was very like diplomatic about a lot of guys. But then he kind of like, he was like, I think Jake the Snake is like, it's crap how people are like so behind him. And I was like, well, it's kind of a redemption story because the guy was like, this huge wrestling figure, and then he disappeared. And then everyone saw that Behind the Mat documentary where we're literally watching a drug addict kill himself. And, there's a guy who used to wrestle in front of thousands of people. Like he wasn't, Brutus Beefcake. Like Jake the Snake was, maybe they were kind of on the same level around one time, but
yeah, Jake actually was super over, so over as a bad guy. He was getting cheered while he was feuding with Hogan, and they had to squash his run
right
because of it. So yeah, Jake was super over in his day.
He was an Intercontinental champion. Believe that's the only he never was.
And we would never have Austin 316 if it wasn't for Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake the Snake was doing a gimmick where he was a clean guy, and he'd always preach about the Bible and quote 316 from the Bible. And that's why Stone Cold came up with that 316. Michael Hayes had told him earlier that day, during that pay-per-view, Austin had to go for the King of the Ring. He had to go get stitched up. And when he was gone, Jake the Snake cut a promo about the 316. Michael Hayes told Stone Cold. Stone Cold came out and cut the 316. I'll whoop your ass.
Oh, wow. I never heard that story.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Kyoto Whiskers. Ever hear the clip of Cornette reacting to Nikki Bella's comments on Vader? Very funny. I have not, but a beloved chata, Kinky Loco has put together some Jim Cornette clips, and we're definitely going to do some Jim Cornette listening soon, because I think even if you're not a wrestling fan, his podcast is hilarious.
Jim Cornette is hilarious. Yes, he's a wrestling genius. If you are a wrestling fan, you've never heard of him, he is a wrestling genius.
Yeah, and just his way of how he talks about things is hilarious. And you might not agree with a lot of his opinions, especially his political views and even his thoughts on wrestling or his opinions on wrestling. But I think his thoughts on wrestling and just his overall experiences and stories are fascinating. And he doesn't, he's not afraid to call someone an asshole or an idiot. He doesn't.
He's very articulate.
Yeah, 100%.
Very articulate. Yeah. In his comedy, he's the Rodney Dangerfield of professional wrestling.
Agreed. Okay, so I have my trailer thing here, and I will share it. So a little backstory to this. This is the first cut of the trailer, and I sent it to Vader, and I said, "Hey, Vader, check this out," because I had made a completely different trailer before that, and he wasn't feeling it all. And I was like, okay, let me try this. And I told him, I was like, this is not finished. I just need you to look at it because I don't want to go any further and you hate it. And literally 5 minutes later, he had already tweeted out the link. And I was like, motherfucker. So needless to say, Vader was very happy with the first cut of this video, which never happens in the video production world. I will tell you that. Normally, everyone wants to put their fingerprint on a video, and you never get this is perfect on the first cut. So, all right, here we go. This is called 2 Years to Live, a Big Van Vader documentary trailer.
My name is Leon A. White.
The masked man.
6'4".
He is a giant of a man.
375 pounds.
The greatest big man of all time. Who's the man?
All-American at the University of Colorado, a 4-year letterman, 4-year starter. First round draft pick to the Los Angeles Rams.
I've been wrestling since 1982.
Sensational superstar over in Japan.
Unless you see him in person, you cannot appreciate the size of this man. He is a monster.
He fears no man, and he feels no pain.
A heavyweight champion of the world. Here's an athlete that's held titles all over the world.
Now has returned to the States and is looking better than ever.
I was very angry the moment I got my diagnosis from the doctor. I was in the hospital, and he basically came in unannounced and very awkwardly and abruptly basically said that I had a bad heart, and that was putting it lightly, and that I had less than 2 years to live. He said that there was really nothing I could do about it. I mean, if I lost 100 pounds and started eating all the good foods, and there was nothing I could do, not even to prolong it. Gave me a no-win scenario with no hope, nowhere to go, and I got very angry at that. The doctors told me to stop wrestling. I'll stop wrestling when I say it's time. I'm not retired. I'm still wrestling because it's something I choose to do. There's always some that, you know, Leon, please stop wrestling. They find a hole and get in it. No more. That's not who I am. I'm not going to run and hide. I'm going to fight this, and without a doubt, I'm going to win. Critics are entitled to do what they want with their lives, and certainly I'm entitled to do what I want with mine. I'm not going to wait around like some sheep waiting to be slaughtered. It's simply not going to happen. I choose to live my life my way. If I die, so be it. My name is Leon Allen White. You might know me as Big Van Vader.
That's it. Nothing ever came of it. What the fuck?
Huh.
Why is that happening?
I don't know. I don't know. That's very odd.
Oh, because it's playing. Oh, okay, it was playing Cardiff's YouTube. It was autoplay. That's what was happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was my attempt at a documentary with Big
That was
Van
pretty
Vader.
cool, man. I mean,
thanks. Yeah, I shot everything. I did everything. I had a camera guy come to me to WrestleCon, but I didn't really do use a lot of that footage actually. Pretty much just used him sitting at the table for that one shot. But yeah, if I didn't film him putting on the mask at like 240 frames, I would have had no trailer, because that really helped a lot. Like, that's the coolest stuff I've ever shot, I think, was him actually putting on the mask in slow motion. I can
imagine that's got to be bittersweet. Yeah, not being able to finish it. Yeah, I could totally.
Yeah,
totally see that.
And it was cool because he really loved that trailer, and it got people pumped up for the documentary. But it just wasn't. I needed to stop for my own personal mental health at the time, or mental health. JT, the infamous drive-through video is worth watching.
So I actually,
Cornette.
we don't. Yeah, if you've never seen it, I sent you a link in a private chat. I could set it up real quick for you. It's Jim Cornette with a van full of wrestlers. Chris Jericho's in there. You could hear him talking. They are waiting in line at Wendy's for a long time, and they didn't start the order. And Jim Cornette is being Jim Cornette, and it's classic. He had no idea he was being recorded.
And now I know Jim Cornette is he a big fast food fan overall, or just Wendy's? I know he likes Wendy's, right?
Yeah, he's got to have his burger a certain way.
Fucking baby. All right, let's check this out.
Also, wait, real quick.
Yeah, it's all true. God, I get a whole van.
Yes.
That's what I say. So there's a whole, like I said, van full of wrestlers, and they're all ordering strange things. Like, I think
this is a Dairy Queen. Wrestlers go to Dairy Queen to eat.
It was the only place open. They were in like Hicksville somewhere in the middle of nowhere. It was after a show, and they weren't going to be able to get food for another like 200 miles or something.
Really? That's crazy that a Dairy Queen was open. I would have never imagined that. Like, this is late at night, obviously.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them go to Waffle Houses because they're open late at night, and they can just get like chicken breasts or eggs. And
like I said, this was the only place open.
Okay.
Where they were.
Don't you order true?
You guys got like 2 months worth of footage now for the CCW.
Yeah. And you know those two double cheeseburgers were extra cheese only, nothing else on them. Just extra cheese only, that's it. Extra cheese, nothing else on them. We figured you'd have that already by the time we got up here. Didn't know what? Didn't know whether to fix it or not. You thought we were rigging? We wouldn't have ordered it if we didn't want it fixed. God damn. What a fucking idiot.
This is a fucking comedy show.
Does this look like a fucking comedy bus to you?
You know what?
Let me tell you something. That's close to there, you won't get a damn thing.
Hey, don't you like me to goddamn come through that fucking window and cut you?
Jesus.
Here we go.
Hey, we ordered the damn shit.
This is psychotic.
Because we're hungry, not because we wanted to fuck around. Don't cuss me, you fucking ugly bitch.
Maybe we've been taping.
We've been waiting 15 minutes in the motherfucking line, you stupid son of a bitches. Anyway, we order goddamn $30 worth of fucking food and sit here for 15 minutes and they don't even start fixing it till we get up here.
How long ago was this?
This was the early 90s. Mid early 90s.
Oh, it's that long ago? This isn't even like early 2000s?
No, yeah,
Oh my
because
God, yeah,
this is
no.
when he had Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because I was going to say, man, like, wow, like.
JT, it was not Jericho recording it. He took credit for recording it, but it was I can't remember the guy's name, but he was I think he was just like a fan that was friends with them, or Jericho was right next to the guy recording it. But yeah, you definitely hear Chris Jericho like egging on Cornette there.
I can hear Jericho and Cornette. I didn't really make out anyone else, but yeah, just
And
the way...
also Tammy Lynn Sitch and Chris Candido were inside in line watching this go on from the inside.
That's funny. Yes, Tammy Lynn Sitch, also known as Sunny. She was a hot blonde during the 90s. She was like the first diva, basically. And then now you could see her getting railed in pornography and OnlyFans. I do not suggest, I can't yell that. I do not suggest signing up for her OnlyFans. It was completely disappointing. And I know she's like really like kind of, ragged and older, but I still had to see Sunny getting railed.
Isn't she in jail again?
I think she is in jail again now.
Yeah, I think she is.
Yeah, Sunny, he's got, or she's had a pretty shitty life. But yeah, don't sign up for her OnlyFans. It's really disappointing. All right, back to this. Bear with the audio. You can't really see much. Sometimes you can, but
because they think we're fucking joking. We've been sitting here 15 minutes. They don't even start the order.
Okay, two things I have to notice and why I asked how old this was. One, there's got to be at least 4 people in Cornette's car, right? Maybe 3?
There's probably maybe like 6 people.
6 people? And he's talking about how they ordered $30 worth of food? Like, that is insane. I went to Whataburger and spent over $20 on just me. And then...
well, this was a time when there was actually, dollar menus and shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's insane. Like how far we have come in the fast food industry. And what did he just say? What did I just miss? Fuck. Hold on. I got to back up a little bit. But yeah, man, that's why I was curious how long ago this was.
Because they think we're fucking joking. We've been sitting here 15 minutes.
Oh, that was the other thing. Nowadays, if you only wait 15 minutes in a drive-thru, that's pretty fucking good.
Well, again, back then it was actually fast food.
Oh no, I know. That's
well,
why
I know you do, but
crazy, man. It's fucking nuts. I can't believe how long I waste time in a McDonald's drive-thru now. Like how much time of my life.
They don't even start the order. Fucking little cunt.
Damn straight.
They didn't start a fucking thing.
I thought we were joking.
15 fucking minutes. Got to drive 200 fucking miles.
I thought we were joking.
God damn it.
That's fucking funny. Does it get better? Because there's still like
no, that's
the gist of it. Okay, that's what I figured. Because I was also looking. I like how you could see like where people like the peak of a video and then where it all drops off.
The manager like comes out and talks to him for a minute, and that's about it.
Sure. Yeah. If the audio was like better, I would stick with it. But I had a feeling that's all. But yeah, that's pretty fun. That's pretty interesting just to see how you could call a fast food worker a cunt back in the 90s.
Well, you really couldn't. But
And it wasn't
Cornette
everywhere.
was
But
fucking
you could
Cornette.
because there was no real internet back then. There wasn't a way to know. Somehow we
True.
all knew allegedly that who was the guy who shoved the gerbil up his ass? Richard Gere, allegedly, before the internet. I still don't understand how those kind of rumors got out. Or that Rod Stewart, or as I call him, Cardiff Electric, had to have his stomach pump because he ingested way too much cum. Remember that rumor?
Yeah, I do.
How did those things start without the internet? I don't get it.
Hey, I mean, word of mouth. Do you remember the
word of mouth? Yeah.
Do you remember a lot of
Eating
people
cum.
thought the Ultimate Warrior died, and there was a fake
Yes.
Ultimate Warrior?
Yes, and a fake. People would even say fake Undertaker, which there was a fake Undertaker.
The
But,
Undertaker.
yeah, people were convinced that after the Undertaker fought himself that they went with the other guy, and I was like, no, they didn't. Look at him. And then there was another rumor that the Texas Tornado was the Ultimate Warrior. Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. We did way more time than I really wanted to or expected to with our stupid little wrestling show here. But I do enjoy WrestleMania weekend a lot, even though I'm not paying attention to the current product. Why is Carlos telling me to wait? What do you want, Carlos? Do you want to come on? Yes, you can come on, Carlos.
I got something for you. I got something hilarious that's not long.
For me?
For the show.
Oh, sure.
Since we're waiting for Carlos.
Here, Carlos, I'm sending a link.
That has to do with Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette.
It's one of my favorite things in wrestling.
Will you fucking start the order? We're gonna fucking drive 200 fucking miles, you fucking cunt. He's interesting. Jim
Okay,
Cornette.
so I'm sending you a link.
Oh, that was the thing too. I actually asked Vader about Jim Cornette, and he was like, "Yeah, he was a nice guy." And I was like, "That's it."
Yeah, he was his manager.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I thought he would have opened up a little more about
Who
Cornette.
had his back a lot too.
Yeah.
So I just sent you a link for Jim Cornette. He managed a tag team called the Midnight Express, and in this match, they're fighting. It's titled Midnight Express versus Smelly Guy. This guy must smell so bad they don't even want to touch him, and every time they do, they try to wipe off the smell. Have you seen this video?
Yes, I have. This is great. Yes, I have seen Midnight Express versus.
Oh, I sent you it in the chat.
Yep. No, I got it.
Okay.
I was just sharing the screen and trying to delay. But here we go. Midnight Express versus Smelly Guy.
July 13th, Wednesday night, Broadbent Arena, right out there by Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky, my hometown. The Midnight Express is marching triumphantly back to Louisville, Kentucky, and all of my friends are going to be there. They've already bought the place out. I think you can still get some tickets if you hurry.
You know, and then it goes to Chattanooga, and that's where the Fantastics won those U.S. Tag Team belts at the UTC Arena.
And what you can do is stick your nose directly out of this thing. Curly over here. Now, the Great American Bash tomorrow night. Everybody's talking about the big event in Baltimore, July the 10th. Lex Luger and Ric Flair. Lex Luger is the leader. A group of new young lions that are taking over the NWA, dominate professional wrestling. But Lex Luger's going to find out he's going to have to spend some more time studying at the feet of the master, brother. The Ric Flair is the master, and Ric Flair is still going to be the world heavyweight champion. Lex Luger's not strong enough yet to carry the weight of that tradition on his shoulders. The other side of the coin. Barry Windham's going to prove himself to be the Mike Tyson of professional wrestling. He's lean, he's mean, he's young, he's hungry, and all the tricks that Dusty Rhodes has learned in his experience are going to be good enough. The torch is going to be passed from teacher to
Just watching Bobby eating scurry away from him.
Donnan against Dusty Rhodes, and then the Tower of Doom.
Now that's not his gimmick that he was supposed to be smelly.
This
Okay,
is just
like,
a
it's just
random
legitimate?
match that somebody pulled up on YouTube, and I've never seen this guy ever before or after.
Yeah, he's just some jobber. There's so many different shades of blue in this video.
When those 10 men get in that tower and they fight all the way down through all those cages, knockout tag team matches, the three of us against the Fantastics that we've got in several places. And I'll tell you this, I know the Fantastics.
He's not even touching him.
Everybody is hoping.
Well, now he's touching him. Oh, why would he touch his butt crack? Yeah.
David, that little weasel face. Everybody's hoping that I get mine, but brother, I'm tougher than you as bunkhouse matches goes, we can bring as many surprises as the Fantastics can. Well, all right, Jimmy Cornette is pretty. Is your Tony? Tony.
It's funny. Sorry, Carlos. Whoa, how are you, masked stranger?
Tito Santana taught me sex.
What the back? Thank you.
Is that a purple mask?
I thought it was red.
Oh, was it red? Okay. I was gonna say you could be the purple-headed warrior.
Yeah, the purple-headed ding dong dildo. Thank you, Carlos, or whoever you were, masked stranger. All right. I'm tired, and I have to do Jake's murder thing tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow, everybody check out El Horrible on Jake Hudson's channel.
Everybody tune in so that I bitch to him and hijack him to make him give me some money for bringing over people. I actually did when he asked me to do a show. I said, sure, I'll do it. How much does it pay? And then he wrote back, I don't have a lot of money. I was like, dude, why would I'm not going to get paid. I don't want your money. It's like, it's what you fucking do. But yes, and I am not afraid of Jake like the rest of the Dabbleverse. I think he's one of the most beautiful creatures God has ever created. Not sexually, Jake. I'm not coming on to you sexually anymore. That was my first strategy, but obviously that will drastically backfire on me. So yes, I'm going to go with a different approach with my taking the interview stylings of a Jake Hudson, because I assume that's what it's going to be. I mean, I've watched his live streams and I haven't seen much of a show per se. It's more of him just walking around and repeating himself and going, "Hey guys." This is the same thing over and over.
By the way,
whatever.
Jake needs to get some T-shirts and merchandise with the "by the way."
Yeah, or so that Bobo can sue him for his double wide. But yeah, I would love to see Bobo and Jake on a show together. I know Carlos did, or no, Cardiff did Lorenzo and Bobo. But now I think we have to do Bobo and Jake. Again, Jake, Cardiff was very mad that you never asked him every day to be on your show. So please go ahead and do that. Anyway, thank you, everybody. And we'll see you maybe tomorrow night. I don't know. I thought this was okay. If everybody wants to kind of just bullshit and talk. I mean, we had around 30 people, which is fine. I like that. Like, again, that was 30 more people than I thought. I thought it was just going to be us in here by ourselves. And after 5 minutes go, well, no one saw this. So let's just stop and delete it. What's his channel? Oh, it's I'm assuming it's at Jake Hudson. I don't know. I guess
he also spells his name differently because so many people blocked him. Like, he was spelling it with like Husdon, Husdon. So I don't know if that's it.
Yeah, you're right. It is Husdon. So it's here. I'll give you a little sample of what you can expect. Hold on. I'll give you a little example of what you can expect, and then you'll see his channel. So there it is, Jake Husdon. Just switch the S and the D. This is the show, as far as I know. So Jake will be in his bed. Also,
what is up, guys? How is everyone doing today? I hope a lot of you guys are staying safe. It is your boy Jake checking in.
Staying in shape. What? Was that English? I know he's saying English words, but every time I listen, I'm like, I think I'm dumb because I don't know what he said. But yeah, this is what it's going to be. Jake will be seductively lying on his bed like that and chatting with me, I guess. 3 o'clock Eastern, right before the instead of watching a 2-hour pre-show for WrestleMania, you can watch Jake interview me. So
looking forward to it.
Yeah, we shall say, Graham Wellington, thank you. It was nice. Thanks. No problem, man. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks to everybody sticking around for this impromptu show. It was, I mean, we scheduled it, but we didn't put any
effort. This is the least effort I'll ever put into a show. But if once we get some, more beloved chatas, we can do more like hang things and like that kind of stuff. But I don't. It seems like people do enjoy that kind of stuff. I know I like rag on. It's like these people do a show, but they don't do a show. They just get on and hang, and they just think people want that. Some people do apparently. So maybe we'll try and do something like that once a month or something. But I don't know. I think things are going well.
Absolutely.
The way they are. I'm very happy with the way things are. People seem to really like the latest BeDabbler video, the State of the Dabbleverse video. It's getting good numbers for me.
Dude, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. I love those videos. That's what made you an instant star in the Dabbleverse, was when you first were coming out with those videos. It was
people want more of that.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy with all this talent? This masked man.
Yes, keep licking my butt. Keep doing it.
I'm just being honest.
I appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to more of those videos myself.
I appreciate it. And yes, and I do enjoy doing the recorded videos. It's just been so hard to kind of figure out how to do it without John. But and even what I did was kind of ripping off guys like Cranberry Electric, who does a podcast reviewing, like just giving you a rundown of what's kind of going on in the Dabbleverse. So, and I want to thank Cranberry Electric. That was the nice Australian man who was doing the voiceover for my video, not the Australian man I had on today talking about Ron and Fez. I'm very big in Australia. I will brag about that. America, not so much, but in Australia, I am huge. I can't go anywhere in Australia without people hounding.
Even the Aborigines are into you.
The Abos, yes. That's what we call them in Australia. Don't tell anyone, because I don't know if it's actually PC, but whatever. The Abos, they love me, and they love OJ. They love both of us down there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Go to bed, and we will possibly see you tomorrow, but I think maybe we'll start earlier, like while the main event is going on, or the last event. I'll give some updates. I guess I could try and put it on the TV behind me. I don't think I could get flagged for that, right? If I have a little
maybe on the small little TV like that, possibly, but I don't know. Maybe we could test it out, see what happens.
Says you, umlaut. What N-word? I keep hearing about this N-word, but no one ever tells me what it is. They just go N-word. I don't know what we're talking about. Well, if it's not April Fool's anymore, so it must be true. Sorry, I'm just clicking random things.
So would they call that the A word?
Oh, yeah, it is the A word. Oof, you can't say abos. Oh, you just did. Dean. Animal Kelly, thank you so much for a $20 super chat. The Abo stop sniffing gas to listen to BeDabbler. Is that a thing? Are they like known for that kind of stuff, like other natives?
We'll have to ask our Australian friends about that one.
Yeah, I'll have to save that for that sussy guy on Twitter. Thank you very much, Animal Kelly, for the $20 super chat.
Yeah, Animal Kelly, really cool. I've seen Animal Kelly, I believe in, I want to say the Creep Off, or could have been, I feel like it was Vinny's show, and they're a beloved chatter all over the place. So we appreciate Animal Kelly.
We do. And
oops.
Mikey Woods says, okay, move on. So we will. Again, I'm just observing and reporting. Anyway, thank you, everybody. And like I said, maybe we will see you guys tomorrow. Don't see why not. Anyway,
I'll be around.
All right, cool. Sounds good. OJ, have a great night. Everyone else, have a good night. I'm just going to end the broadcast.